Hello everyone, we would like to describe our topic about Ukraine crisis. The Ukraine crisis and the reunification of Crimea were events that took place in 2014. The crisis began when Ukraine faced internal political tensions between those in favor of European integration and those more inclined to support closer ties with Russia. After a series of protests and political upheaval, the then president of Ukraine, Viktor, was ousted in February 2014. Around the same time, armed groups supporting Russia emerged in Ukraine's Crimea Peninsula, which is predominantly populated by ethnic Russians. The group occupied government facilities in Crimea, held a dispute referendum on the peninsula's political status, and eventually announced Crimea's unification with Russia. The reunification of Crimea with Russia has drawn condemnation from many countries around the world, including Ukraine and a number of Western countries. They consider it a violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and international law. Several countries also imposed economic sanctions on Russia in response to their action in Crimea.
There are sanctions from the European Union against Russia over the case. There are several European Union member states such as Denmark, Sweden, the UK, Czech Republic, Poland, Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia that have come out against Russia. These countries support the implementations of harsh restrictive measures such as economic sanctions and trade restrictions to end the escalations of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. The restrictive measures introduced by the European Union in connections with Russia's illegal annexions of Crimea and deliberate destabilizations of the sovereign neighboring states include the following: restrictive measures against individuals and entities involved in the process of transferring Crimea to Russia and Russia's actions in eastern Ukraine. Two regions of the People's Republic, Donetsk and Luhansk, are included by the sanction list. Diplomatic actions. Russia was excluded from the G8 summit and the G7 summit held in Brussels that was supposed to be held in Sochi, which is Russian territory, in June 2014. Also, negotiations on Russia joining the OECD, or Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development, and the International Energy Agency were suspended.
The next is restriction on Crimea and Sevastopol. This restriction include the cessation of economic relations with the despot terrorists, as the EU does not accept that Crimea has become part of Russia. Measure regarding economic cooperation. The implementation of EU-Russia bilateral and religion cooperation program has been temporarily suspended. However, projects that addressing cross-border cooperation and civil society remain untouched. A European restriction on Russians' access to international financial markets have also damaged credit conditions, which in turn negatively impact investment and consumption in Russia. Okay, thank you. That's all our presentation.